5 miles completed. We're looking at an aerial view of Temple Mills Weir as we see the leading K2s over first of the Tordoffs, followed by Butler and Chapman, then Swallow and Block, Myron Francis next, taking the fish slide, Mason and Johnson. And just coming into shot there, Dark and Slater. That's Butler and Chapman in the blue canoe getting pushed offline onto the far bank. Back upriver, the K1 battle. Fergus Cooper and Declan O'Driscoll consolidating their lead. As the K2s approach Vanessa Weir next. A relatively easy weir. They have to shoot it at an angle of about 45 degrees to avoid damaging the bow of the canoe. The Tordoffs are still ahead. The only Irish pair amongst this group, John Meyer and David Francis, take a risky shoot, but they've got away with it. Yes, they have. Michael Mason and Malcolm Johnson, 1-4-5 there over next, and behind them Simon Dark and Gregory Slater just coming over now. Tucked in behind that K2, we're looking at the K1 of Kevin Pearce from the Wildwater Kayak Club. He's in third place. The leading two have just gone around the corner, so he's a lot of catching up to do if he wants to challenge for the title. Kevin's about to overtake that K2 of Marie Diggin and Carl Wall. Under the bridges at Selbridge, it looks like the Tordoffs are still marginally ahead, but being keenly chased all the way. Back at Vanessa, Ian Pringle and Howard Watkins are safely over. They're on their way. Stuart Smith and Simon Wright approaching Vanessa. They've managed it okay. This is a crew from Lincoln, the Lincoln Canoe Club in England. Fergus Cooper approaches Vanessa, the first of the K1 class. No problem to him, he's looking very determined indeed. He seems to have lost his nearest rival, Declan O'Driscoll, who obviously had problems back at Temple Mills Weir. Fergus won the K1 class in 1993. So now second in the K1 category, Kevin Pearce from the Wildwater Kayak Club. The K2 leaders, they're nearing Castletown Rapids. Ian and Alan Tordoff still in control, followed closely by James Butler and Damien Chapman. Butler is twice a K1 winner in the Liffey descent. The rapids may appear easy enough, but the currents are strong enough to throw a paddler off their stroke. No problem being posed to the Tordoffs though. Back at Vanessa, and David Hunter of Scotland is in third place in the K1. Behind him, James Smith of the Wildwater Kayak Club. These pair are now a minute and a half behind Fergus Cooper, who's the K1 leader. Sean Cavan from the Scottish Canoe Club. He's safely on his way. And that's Gary Meyer on the right of the screen. He's fighting his way back following that unfortunate capsize of his at Straffan Weir. At Castletown, in seventh place, the K2 of Scott and Joel Wilson from the Chester Canoe Club in England. They're safely, swiftly and steadily through the rapids. These are the Scottish paddlers Neil West and Richard Lang, 915. Heading this next group, Alan O'Connell and Brendan Maloney. Then it's the junior crew of Shane Devoy and Nigel Jones, taking up the rear of the group, Morgan and Asa Cooper. Still a lot of business to be transacted back at Vanessa Weir. We're looking there at the whitewater canoe of Michael O'Mara. Brendan McHugh in the K1 is passing through. And there's Fraser Gormel from Scotland. Fergus Cooper lining himself up for Castletown Rapids. Still looking very, very strong indeed as he pounds his way through the water. He's setting an impressive pace in the K1 class. It's Kieran Cook and Queevy Nolan having their own private battle with Stuart Smith and Simon Wright just behind them. Kevin Pearce is still second in the K1 class, but he's a good 1 minute and 20 seconds behind Fergus Cooper. The open waters of Leixlip Lake, the leading 6 K2s. Nothing much has changed there. They're still all bunched together. Still the Tordoffs with a slight edge, and the 500-metre portage awaits them when they get to the dam.